Okay, question. Who is your favorite true crimer? Who is your favorite true crimer that you really believe isn't afraid of nobody? They know the Idaho 4 case like the back of their hand, and they will go toe to toe with anybody who thinks that they know the case better. Who is that person? Okay, insert it right here. In fact, go to the comments right now and add who your favorite true crimer is that you believe knows the case better than anybody else and will go toe to toe with anybody unafraid. Go ahead, add it right now. Okay, are you done? I want you to go ask that person if they will talk with me about the case. Really. There are so many accounts right now that have blown up in the last probably 2 months just sharing debunked information about the case. Can you think of anybody who's told you that Brent Kopaka was involved in the Idaho 4? What about Emma and Demetrius? Okay. How about Sigma Chi? Jack, Jake, David, Loach, 4chan posts? All of it was done intentionally to keep you distracted. Bryan Kohberger really doesn't want you to believe someone else did it. In fact, if he accidentally left the sheath, there would be more than one single little speck underneath the snap. If he left the sheath accidentally, he would have went back inside when he got there that next morning or that morning. He wouldn't have just went by knowing that nothing had happened. Y'all realize that he knew nothing was going on when he came back around 9:15, 9:30 that morning, right? Do you know why? Just search, see if anything's breaking news. He could look at their own internal systems at the universities. Right now, you've got people who have 20,000 views trying to convince you that a green Elantra just looks different in the dark. That same person attacked every single person that came forward with information about Brian. And that person cannot make it through a single solitary video without using sexual innuendo. That's a predator. There's a guy from the UK, and he thinks he's so good at this because he tells you how beautiful you are every day before he starts lying to you about information. He was one of the biggest mouthpieces for WSU Mom Kim. I've got screenshots where WSU Mom Kim is sharing information with Tracy, who is a woman who her entire Idaho 4 footprint is stolen, meaning that all the information she's put out isn't original. It's only stolen from somebody else. I won't even go into great detail about that right now, but WSU Mom Kim has a bunch of content to choose from. She started out blaming the sororities, the universities, Emma, Demetrius, the cartel, the police departments. And then depending on who she was talking to, now she would say something different. Very high profile channels and true crimers platformed her and got her going. There's even some that still let her share information. They just don't use her name. Anything. We can talk about absolutely anything. There's no proof that anyone from Idaho 4 or 1122 King, to include the roommates, were at the 7-9 pool party. You know, Dateline, I appreciate them I'm glad they're there. We do need bigger platforms sharing all the free work that we're giving them. On Twitter, you can go over there and you can just find from the day that Christian talked about the pool party to the media. Well, many of us just got the screenshots he showed us and got the 7-9 date and put it online for everyone for free. We didn't just find out that date. Does anybody know if Ethan was golfing on 9/3? On 9/3 in MPD Daily Logs, there's something that says that the University of Idaho bathroom was covered in blood. I wondered. That's not too far from 112 King. Where was Ethan that day? Did Xana go with him to golf ever? That was following the 9-1 and the 9-2. I'm petting my dog, by the way. That's following the 9-1 and 9-2 noise complaints that happened 1 minute apart. I'm sorry, 1 hour apart. Brian wouldn't have had to call any of those in. Actually, the FOIA requests show who called them in. It wasn't Brian. But he had access to them. In the PhD program, you have access to a lot. And if you don't happen to have the clearance for access to body cam, notes from cases, you just get one of your friends to give you their access. Same thing with the Chem Lab. You've got people dressing up like clowns and making sex sounds in the phone, acting like Dylan was having sex while our friends were being attacked. You've got even truth tellers. Got a guy who's one of the most litigious men in the world, and his little girlfriend named after a tree flower. Well, they tell the truth now, but they also attack the family of Bryan Kohberger. They attack, he attacked me early on. I went without sleep for probably the entire month of January and February because I was ready to break the termination letter and I wanted to make sure I did it all right. This was literally right after Bryan Kohberger was arrested. We've known about Bryan Kohberger's behavior a long, long time, y'all. So you've got accounts out here that, well, we call them out. I call it the ripple impact. Because, like I called out one crime at a time, they're so rude in their lives. Oh my God, they literally act just like Brat Norton, Sister Sludge, Morgan, that whole group. It's like taking not the cool cheerleaders or the cool dance team members that are awesome and like volunteer at old folks' homes on the weekend, when they're in high school. No, the mean girls who are like stealing each other's boyfriend and like getting onto each other because they ain't covering up enough of their regular skin, like those kind of mean girls. They're, y'all. Every single thing that anybody who could bring up can be debunked live on the air. So if somebody said to me, oh, well, like, for example, last night I said to them, hey, there's no proof that any of the kids were at the pool party. You just take care of it right now. Don't let anybody think that that's where they connected, because that's not where they connected. He was watching them already. God. If you go and read Garrett Discovery and watch the full video about them using his entire credit profile header and background check information to prove that he was following the girls on Instagram, well, you learn that they've known this since the beginning, guys. You could stop lying to people just for views and coffees and stickers. It's so gross. Ugh. I tried telling them there was no proof that any of the kids were at the pool party, and the darker head girl said, actually, we don't know that. There's no proof. Bitch, yes, there is. There's lots of proof. Again, Twitter is a harsh place, and most people keep me blocked, but they sure do keep up with my shit. Okay, and I can tell you now, the Pullman break-in, that was broke by Plunder, not the media, and I'm the one who told Plunder about it, along with all the media sources who ignored me for over a year about it. If you want to stay up to date on the case, come find me at Truth Crime Fan. For real.